Hello, my name is Heaven Boatwright, and welcome to my presentation on railroad safety regulations. This is my end-of-course project for transportation operations, presented on September 17, 2025. My chosen mode is railroads, which are regulated by the Federal Railroad Administration, or FRA. Railroads remain a vital part of U.S. freight and passenger transportation, carrying nearly 28% of all freight ton miles. However, rail accidents can cause catastrophic damage to both human life and the environment. In 2022 alone, the FRA recorded over 850 rail-related fatalities, including collisions and trespasser incidents. These numbers highlight why strong FRA regulations are crucial. In this presentation, I will explain why I chose rail safety, review the key regulations, their impact on operations, real-world examples, and what I learned through this research. Railroads are one of the oldest and most important transportation modes, but they also pose unique safety risks. Trains can be more than a mile long and carry hazardous materials like crude oil or chemicals. A single derailment can cause fires, toxic spills, and widespread evacuations. In 2013, the Lac-Mégantic derailment in Canada killed 47 people and destroyed part of the town, showing the devastating power of rail accidents. In the U.S., the FRA oversees safety standards to prevent such disasters. These include requirements for train control systems, track maintenance, equipment inspections, and crew qualifications. With nearly 140,000 miles of U.S. track and millions of passengers each year, rail safety regulations protect both freight and passenger systems, ensuring reliability and public trust. Railroads are one of the oldest and most important transportation modes, but they also pose unique safety risks. Trains can be more than a mile long and carry hazardous materials like crude oil or chemicals. A single derailment can cause fires, toxic spills, and widespread evacuations. In 2013, the Lac-Mégantic derailment in Canada killed 47 people and destroyed part of the town, showing the devastating power of rail accidents. In the U.S., the FRA oversees safety standards to prevent such disasters. These include requirements for train control systems, track maintenance, equipment inspections, and crew qualifications. With nearly 140,000 miles of U.S. track and millions of passengers each year, rail safety regulations protect both freight and passenger systems, ensuring reliability and public trust. I chose railroad safety because of its combination of economic importance and high risk. Railroads move goods like coal, grain, and chemicals across long distances more efficiently than trucks, but derailments and collisions can have far-reaching consequences. For example, in 2023, a Norfolk Southern train derailed in East Palestine, Ohio, spilling hazardous chemicals and forcing evacuations. This incident drew national attention and renewed calls for stronger safety regulations. I was drawn to this topic because it highlights how safety lapses can threaten not just supply chains, but entire communities. Unlike trucking or airlines, rail incidents often involve hazardous cargoes that can damage the environment for decades. The importance of FRA rules in preventing these disasters makes railroad safety a vital focus. Rail safety regulations reshape how companies operate. Positive train control cost the industry over $15 billion to implement, but it is expected to prevent thousands of accidents in the long run. Track inspection rules require railroads to use advanced technology, such as ultrasonic detectors, which increase operational costs but reduce derailment risks. Hazardous materials rules mean companies must invest in upgraded tank cars and routing systems, which adds expense but protects communities. FRA rules also affect scheduling and staffing, since crew rest requirements limit consecutive hours. For railroads, compliance can be expensive and time-consuming, but it pays off in fewer crashes, reduced liabilities, and stronger public confidence in rail as a safe transportation mode. One of the most influential cases in U.S. rail safety was the 2008 Chatsworth, California crash, where a commuter train collided with a freight train, killing 25 people. Investigators found that the engineer was texting and missed a signal. This led Congress to mandate positive train control, a system designed to automatically stop trains in such situations. Another case is the 2023 Norfolk Southern derailment in Ohio, which released toxic chemicals and caused mass evacuations. That accident has already led to proposed tightening of tank car standards and crew requirements. These examples show how tragic incidents often push regulators to act, strengthening safety systems that prevent future disasters. The FRA uses real-world accidents as lessons for building safer rail operations. From this project, I learned that rail safety is a constant balance between cost, technology, and human life. Regulations like positive train control took over a decade to implement, but they now protect millions of passengers and tons of freight every day. I was surprised at how often safety rules evolve as a direct response to tragic accidents, like Chatsworth or East Palestine. Statistics show that human error still causes about 1/3 of train accidents, meaning technology like PTC is critical. I also learned how expensive compliance can be, but the alternative, loss of life, environmental damage, and lawsuits, cost far more. Ultimately, I realized that railroad safety regulations are not just rules, they are lifelines for communities and the economy.